Do I import parts for my guitar? Did I read that correctly? Yeah. Do I import parts for my guitars? Do you mean like hardware and stuff like that? Yes, I do. Basically, the woods I buy locally, and in general, I aim to, as much as possible, I aim to use domestic woods instead of really ordering from abroad. But the shops that I have at my disposal for buying actual hardware, pickups, and stuff like that, they're so and so with what they have, and I have very specific brands that I like to use. For instance, and I have trade accounts with suppliers, so I might as well use those trade accounts. Now things get a bit trickier with Brexit and everything else. So me ordering bridges from Granger is a little more costly and going through taxes and stuff like that. It's annoying, but I really love the bridges, so I'm gonna keep on using them at least for the time being. And honestly, I like using Granger hardtail bridges because everybody else uses Hipshot, and while they might be excellent bridges, it's like, why would I get something that everybody else already uses? I want to use something different, which I like, and I really like the Granger parts, so I'll keep on using those. For tuners, most of the time I will go for Schaller, so they're from Germany and in the EU, have a trade account, so it's easy. Pickups, it'll depend, but currently ordering pickups through Tommen or then going to some of the local music shops here. And then I have for other part suppliers and stuff like that, then those are domestic for smaller things like fret wire and electronics wiring. Those things I buy domestically in Finland. All right. So, by the looks of it, we're pretty good. Gonna have to do one more check before I take any of the masking off and re-mask up the fretboard. Because doing clear coats, I want to have the edge of the fretboard as well clear coated. So, final checks. Always good to check up against a light. If you have natural light, then always aim to do it for natural light, but it's really, really freaking dark outside, so natural light's not gonna help me. Here I import everything. I use Hipshot too. Bring Schaller is very expensive. What is the brand you named on the bridges? Yeah, so of course it depends because you're closer to Hipshot than I am, so I'm pretty sure that then shipping costs and everything else like that kind of equals out a little bit more. I have nothing against Hipshot. Whatever I think I've tried one so far. I really love the stuff, but for me personally, it's just way too expensive to try and like import it all the way over. Oh, I should also say for importing, I'm using Luminlay, and that's for a bar that small of Luminlay stuff for a couple of guitars is very expensive because it comes from Japan, but nobody else does Luminlay like they do. Gotta get the original. Yeah, I can imagine Schaller is expensive if you're ordering straight through. You can, as a luthier, they're actually pretty good with that. You can register a trade account on their website. so you actually get trade price for it, but you'd probably still have to pay for taxes when it actually arrives. Though Schaller is a pretty big company, so I would imagine that you will be able to get those in music shops or other distributors, probably even in the US. I would say go check out the listed suppliers for Schaller. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find something a bit closer to you to cut down the prices for import. The bridges I use. So Grainger, I'm gonna show you. Just a sec. Dig one out for you. There you go. So Grainger, and basically this is the bridge in question. I really love this. It's very sturdy, feels very good. Manufactured in Great Britain by Grainger Guitar Parts, and you can actually have it either string through or top mounted. And I always like to have top mount stuff, so it was actually very nice that using these. And you can get them in chrome, gold, nickel, and black. So I'm going to be using these at least for the first batch of guitars that I have. Then for the 7-string T-type that I'm working on, I got one that's nice in chrome. So that's, well, I'm not going to bother to dig it out. It's underneath a bunch of stuff right there. Yeah, so. Yeah, I think it's very cool that they actually have both options. And trying to find something like that is oddly difficult. I also managed to, for the Celeste, I have a WD Music Products bridge. So a gold one, and it's got both top mount and string through. I like to have the option just in case, if I ever decide to do string through stuff. But for the time being, I have spec'd my guitars out to be top mounted. Of course, I can do string through if somebody were to ask me to do that. I've done a fair few of those already in the past. But as you mentioned, or as we talked about earlier, it's always somewhat of a hassle.